everything down on the TV right here.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do a film session too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, we'll continue on here with Nebraska coach Amy Williams. Coach, if you'd like to make an opening statement and take questions.
Okay. Just excited to be back at home this week and hope to see just another amazing crowd out here to support this group. And, we've got some room for improvement, and I think our kids have been really working hard at trying to get better in the areas that we've been fairly deficient in our first few conference games, and trying to correct those things. So hopefully we will see that pay off on Thursday.
With your opponents getting offensive rebounds, when you look at that, are you in position and not just finishing it, or what are you seeing on that?
Yeah, I think there's just a combination of things. We're playing against some really talented and aggressive post players that have relentless pursuit of kind of second chances, and guards as well that are getting involved in rebounding. But I think sometimes the rebounding issues are not always just rebounding issues, but more we're giving up kind of defensive, we're giving up penetration, then we rotate to help. Now we're out of position for rebounding. And so I think it's kind of a bunch of things combined, and it's an ability to keep the ball in front of you problem more than it is rebounding at times.
What stands out now after you're playing some Big Ten games and then seeing results around the league, seeing other people on TV, what stands out about the Big Ten this year?
This is my 10th season at Nebraska and coaching in the Big Ten Conference, and every year, we talk about, man, it's a gauntlet, it's so competitive, but I thought it was really kind of just just absolutely crazy to think that 12 out of 18 teams went to the NCAA tournament a year ago, and now this year they've got 14 projected in early projections. When 14 out of 18 teams in this league are capable of playing in the NCAA tournament, or there's a lot of ranked opponents, but there are teams that are not in the top 25 right now that could make a incredibly strong case for being in the top 25, and I just feel like it just is so competitive, just up and down the league, that every single night you got to be ready, and it's crazier than it's ever been.
Big games, UCLA on Sunday, Indiana on tomorrow, obviously. But how do you stay focused with that big matchup on Sunday? Obviously, it's going to be important to stay on locked on Indiana here first. And what have you seen out of the Hoosiers in this game that makes them challenging?
Well, it's been a minute since we beat Indiana, and so it's something that we really are aware of and alert to, how aggressive they play. Just, they're very handsy defensively. They get after you. They don't make anything easy on that side of the ball. But then you start 4 kids that shoot over 40% from the 3-point line. And the last time they came into Pinnacle Bank Arena, I think we gave up 7 or 8 threes in the first quarter of that ball game or something. So it's really a dangerous team who's really hungry. I think that they have, their starting post player, for the first half of, all of non-conference play, and back into the lineup. She played against Maryland in their last ball game, and I think she changes them. She was averaging nearly a double-double before she missed 8 games, and I think that kind of derailed some things for a second. They got used to it, and they played their very best basketball game in their last game against Maryland on the road. So we have a ton of respect for how this team is improving and what they're doing, and we know it's going to be a battle. Yeah, I think that it was really welcomed to be able to have just a day off where there was no film, no preparation, no, just an off day to kind of take care of their bodies. And then yesterday they seemed really refreshed and kind of motivated to come back and try to make some improvements that they know we need to get better at.
You're big on paint touches and limiting the opponent's paint touches, but like you said, they have 4 players who are shooting over 40% from 3. How are you going to limit the paint touches while also getting out to the perimeter?
That's a great question. We've been, trying to implement a few things in practice to give our scout guys some incentives for every time they hit a 3 against us, and stuff, just things that we want to really be aware of. The green jersey guys in practice, the ones that we know are more than capable and doing it really efficiently, and so we're trying to implement a few things here in practice just to kind of make us aware of all of their 3-point threats, but they're really, really dangerous because they're multi-level players, and a Nevaeh Caffey, who is 50% 3-point shooter, but she also is dangerous going right or left off the dribble and can really create paint touches as well. So we're gonna have to do both. I mean, in this league, you've got to be able to guard the 3-point line and keep the ball in front of you. And if you want to win, you just got to find a way.
Is Natalie cleared for full court practice yet?
No, not yet. She has not rejoined full court practice, and is just continuing to progress through the rehab phases.
Okay, more benchmarks before she would be able to play the game.
Yeah, I can't put like a number on it. Exactly which numbers or benchmarks need to be. I don't know exactly like how many there are. I just know that right now she's at this spot and she's working her butt off to try to get to that next phase, and we're just kind of supporting her through that.
As you get deeper into the season, Britt Prince, she's had that hot start. She's still doing really well, but teams are going to start keying on her. Teams have started keying on her. How are you guys working your offense around, still getting her to be aggressive and attack the rim and get her shots off, while also realizing that she's going to demand a lot more attention and getting it off to everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about that is that she is very unselfish and finds ways to really pour into confidence into her teammates, and the way that she believes that they can all help contribute to putting points on the board for our team is really beneficial for us. But I think that what we're seeing is the more that she can be able to kind of rebound down and initiate offense and play with pace and do things like that, the more aggressive she can remain with looking to create for her own self, which just generally is going to open up really good looks for the rest of our team.
Anything else for Coach Williams?
Okay, thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.